The younger Eddas, the preface. In the beginning, before the heaven and the earth and the sea were created, the great abyss Ginnungagap was without form and void, and the spirit of Fimbultyr moved upon the face of deep, until the ice-cold rivers, the Edivox, flowing from Niflheim, came in contact with the dazzling flames from Muspelheim. This was before chaos. And Fimbultyr said, "Let the melted drops of vapor quicken into life," and the giant Ymir was born in the midst of Ginnungagap. He was not a god, but the father of all the race of evil giants. This was chaos. And Fimbultyr said, "Let Ymir be slain, and let order be established." And straightway Odin and his brothers, the bright sons of Buri, gave Ymir a mortal wound, and from his body they made the universe, from his flesh the earth, from his blood the sea, from his bones the rocks, from his hair the trees, from his skull the vaulted heavens, from his eyebrows the bulwark called Midgard. And the gods formed man and woman in their own image of two trees, and breathed into them the breath of life. Ask and Embla became living souls, and they received a garden in Midgard as a dwelling place for themselves and their children until the end of time. This was Cosmos. The world's last day approaches. All bonds and fetters that bound the forces of heaven and earth together are severed, and the powers of good and evil are brought together in an internecine void. Loki advances with the Fenris wolf and the Midgard serpent in his own children, with all the hosts of the giants, and with Surt, who flings fire and flame over the world. Odin advances with all the Asas and all the blessed Einarjers. They meet, contend, and fall. The wolf swallows Odin, but Vidar the silent sets his foot upon the monster's lower jaw. He seizes the other with his hand and thus rends him till he dies. Frey encounters Surt, and terrible blows are given ere Frey falls. Heimdall and Loki fight and kill each other, and so does Tyr and the dog Garm from the Gnipa cave. Asator fells the Midgard serpents with his Mjolnir, but he retreats only 9 paces when he himself falls dead, suffocated by the serpent's venom. Then smoke wreaths up around the ash Yggdrasil, and the high flames play against the heavens. The graves of the gods, of the giants, and of men are swallowed up by the sea, and the end has come. This is Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. But the radiant dawn flows into the night. The earth, completely green, rises again from the sea, and where the mews have but just been rocking on restless waves, rich fields unowned and unsown now wave their golden harvests before the gentle breezes. The Asas awake to a new life. Balder is with them again. Then comes the mighty Fimbultyr, the god who is from everlasting to everlasting, the god whom the Edda Skald dared not name. The god of gods comes to the Asas. He comes to the great judgment and gathers all the good into Gimle to dwell there forever, and evermore delights in joy. But the perjurers and murderers and adulterers he sends to Nastrand, that terrible hall, to be torn by Nidhugg, until they are purged from their wickedness. This is regeneration. These are the outlines of the Teutonic religion. Such were the doctrines established by Odin amongst our ancestors. Thus do we find it recorded in the Eddas of Iceland. The present volume contains all of the younger Edda that can possibly be of any importance to the English readers. In fact, translation into English, German, or any of the modern Scandinavian tongues. We would recommend our readers to omit the forewords and afterwords until they have perused the fooling of Gylfi and Brage's speech. The forewords and afterwords will readily be seen and are written by a later and less skillful hand, and we should be sorry to have anyone lay the book aside and lose the pleasure of reading a Snorri's and Olaf's charming work, because he became disgusted with what seemed to him mere silly twaddle. And yet, these forewords and afterwords become interesting enough when taken up in connection with the study of the historical anthropomorphized Odin. With a view of giving a pretty complete outline of the founder of the Teutonic race, we have in our notes given all the Heimling, Skringla, sketch and the Black Sea Odin. We have done this not only on account of the material it furnishes as the groundwork of a Teutonic epic, which we trust the muses will ere long direct someone to write, but also on the account of the vivid picture it gives of Teutonic life as shaped and controlled by the Odinic fate. All the poems quoted in the Younger Edda have in this edition been traced back to the sources in the Elder Edda and elsewhere. Where the notes seem to the reader insufficient, we must refer them to our Norse mythology, where he will, we trust, find much of the additional information he may desire. Well aware that our work has many imperfections and begging our readers to deal generously with our shortcomings, we send the book out into the world with hope that it may aid some young son or daughter of Odin to find his way to the fountains of Urt and Mimir and to Idon's rejuvenating apples. The son must not squander, but husband wisely what his father has accumulated. The race must be cherished and hold fast and add to the thought that the past has bequeathed it to it. Thus does it grow greater and richer with each generation. The past is the mirror that reflects the future. And then we get to the contents.